Hey guys, Joe here with another Pathfinder video. We're going to be looking a little bit today at free-to-play strategies, ways to grind out that gold and try to unlock as much stuff as you can, and a little bit about how to best spend that gold once you get it. So let's start off by taking a look in the store and talking about what we should do when you've actually got some gold, and then we'll look at the best way to go and grind some out, and my view on what is the best way to go and grind some out anyway. I may be wrong. Please correct me if you see anything you think works better. Let me know because I want to know too. Now, as you can see, I have actually purchased a little bit. I spent about $10 when I first downloaded the game to unlock the daily gold, and I bought what I believe to be the best value, this character add-on pack, which is live at the moment at 40% off. It's I believe it's 6,000 gold, and for that you get 4 new heroes and Deck C, which features a bunch of new allies and items and monsters and barriers, not so important, and of course this Deathbane and light crossbow, which is pretty cool. But why this is probably a better value than going and buying 4 individual characters is just these extra cards you get as a part of it. If you went and bought 4 characters, you'd get their core deck and not a lot else. Each character, of course, comes with their own deck. I've got 2 left here that I haven't bought yet. I'll get them one day. But I just think if you're just starting off and you do happen to have 6,000 gold you've saved up or bought for a small amount of money, this is probably the way to spend it. Now, once you've got that, you've got a lot of options of teams you can build to go out and get some more gold by playing quest mode and of course completing those story missions. And right now, the story mission Burnt Offerings is on special offer, so it's definitely worth spending this. I think it was 1,600 gold, was it, for the whole 5 new scenarios, 7 locations, 2 maps, and a bunch of weapons, spells, item, and loot. So, and you know, the thing to remember is, guys, when you download these things, when you get the extra story missions, when you get the characters and you get the bundles, is you don't get that stuff to just have. It just adds it to the potential card pool that could show up as you play. And that's what's so great about it, because even when you're losing, you can be earning new stuff, but the more stuff that's out there when you start playing, the more you can potentially earn. So you want to get this stuff as soon as you can so the cards are in circulation, even probably before you get the characters, just because you can run with 2 or 3 characters and start to acquire all of these items. Now, it can be a bit of a bummer if you get an item that you don't really have anyone to give to. So in terms of characters to get, if you're not going to get the character add-on deck because it's too expensive and you just want to save up enough to buy 1 character, my money would probably be on Valeros here. Now I'll explain why in a bit of detail later, and we'll go and use him and explain why. But I would argue that Valeros is the missing piece from what you get when you start the game for free. When you start, you will get Mauricio, the rogue, and you will get Kyra, the healer. Now, they're very good characters, but they don't actually play very well together. The rogue likes to be on her own. She's actually very good for soloing things if that's what you want to do. Kyra herself is not too bad for soloing either, just because she has a good balance of heal and she can attack. She can use armor as well, so she's quite a good all-round character. But if you ask me, the best team to go into quest mode and grind out some gold with is a straightforward team of having a fighter, someone who can take down characters nice and easy, make use of all these cool weapons you're getting as you play, because if you've just got Mauricio and Kyra, you do not have anyone with weapon proficiency who will be able to really make good use of it. And if you know anything about the weapon proficiency, if you don't have weapon proficiency and you try to use some of the more powerful weapons, it just increases the difficulty of the check and almost renders them useless. So you want someone you can give those sweet +1 swords you're finding to. And this guy is probably your man. In terms of out-and-out fighters, there's also a Miri. I just find that Valeros' stats are a little bit more balanced than hers. And then, of course, there's Seijin, who is the monk, who, again, is very cool, very powerful if used well, but, again, it's just got slightly different. He uses his dexterity to fight. He doesn't use weapons. Valeros is just a really straightforward, bread-and-butter character. You can see that good strength, good constitution, good dexterity, not such great wisdom, but you've got Kyra for that, and passable intelligence and charisma for if you need to do any of those diplomacy and charisma checks to close locations. So Valorous would be my tip for the first go-to character to pick up if you just want to go into quest mode, and he's also very useful in the story mode too. Then you've got these treasure boxes here. Now, I will confess, I had about 1800 gold a couple hours ago, and I did go in and just buy some of these because I hadn't really bought them, and I wanted to see what was inside, and it did actually drop some very good loot, which then got added to the card pool, so I could come across some of that stuff, which I'm kind of excited about. Though I wouldn't advise, if you're free to play, getting this stuff right off of the bat. You probably want to unlock some of the characters first, the story missions as well. Then, when you've kind of reached a wall where you don't need anything else, you know, for me, for example, I've got all of the currently released story missions, so now I don't really have much to do with my gold. I've got quite a lot of characters, so I've kind of hit a wall where buying these treasure chests is the only thing interesting, but I want to save up for the next expansion when it is released. And then, of course, if you do want to break free from free-to-play, you can go and buy some gold. I wouldn't comment too much about the value. It seems relatively cheap, the value in this game. $38 is my money, probably equivalent to about $5 US, to get enough to unlock 2 characters and get a chest or something. That's not too bad, really. But this is probably the best value here. You can see I bought it, and I will probably continue to buy it as long as I'm playing the game, because it comes to something like $2 US a month, which if I'm honest, I spend on a bottle of water sometimes. So I'm fine with that. But if you're going pure free to play, let's take a look at how best to do it. So there's 2 places you're going to go to get your money. There's the story mode. Now you can see I've got my little baby party here who are just messing around, and I've got this party which I use a little bit more often to go and look poke around the missions. So we'll just go and have a look at how much gold you can get from the missions. Now, you'll see other modes here. Now, you're not getting bonus money when you do these, but you are getting feats and other stuff as you go on, right? So the first time you beat these missions, you will get some money. You get a little bonus for beating them. You get some cool cards added in to your pool, so you'll want to go ahead and forge forward as much as you can with these, but you can do it quite quickly. You can beat the first and second missions in a couple of days if you put your mind to it, and as such it might not be your best way to get money quickly anyway. Really where you're going to want to go for your money is to go into quest mode. And as I was saying before, in quest mode, the team that I think is pretty solid for just getting you through is Valorous here and Kyra. Now you can see I've leveled these guys up a bit. I've been playing around a bit. I've put some strength into Valorous and some wisdom into Kyra. Valorous is much lower level. I only unlocked him after my initial kind of splurge that I spent on the story pack and the character bundle. Valorous, I earned him the hard way through free to play. Same for Ezrin and Lem. I got them from just playing a lot and spending 1500 a pop on them. And I do find these 3 to be pretty good. If you wanted to build a party of 3, I might argue that Lem would be a good third. Ezrin 2 is a great character. Oops, wrong part of my screen there. Ezrin 2 is also a great character. But for now, I just want to show, if you are free to play and you haven't got all these characters, if you just pick up Valorous and you take, well, I've got Beth written here, but that's a little joke for me and my real Pathfinder characters. I play the tabletop game with some friends, and we have this healing lady called Beth, who's very annoying, and so I've been naming some of the characters after the guys from my silly campaign I play with my friends. So let's just do a normal one. We could go up to hardcore mode and get 100 gold potentially, but we'll just do a normal one and see if we can try to fire it out real quick and show how these 2 characters play off of each other for some easy free-to-play gold. Now you're only going to get 70 or 80 at a time because this is quite a strong party. It puts the difficulty down, but you can sometimes fire through missions in 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have this, everyone fights the skeleton henchman. That's fine, because I will not be running more than 1 character in a location for this game. We've got this Illyrium fella. Yeah, shouldn't be too bad. Corvus, Not such a fan of this. I was hoping to just get Goblin Bandits, but we got Wrathful Sinspawn. Those are good because Kyra's Bane. Kyra has this skill where she is powerful against undead, and those Wrathful Sinspawn fall into that category, so she will be good at that. Now we've got a kind of awkward selection of locations here, because we've got two that require intelligence or arcane, and we don't have any intelligence or arcane in our party, so we're going to have to try to make that up with items if we are lucky. Otherwise this might be a bit of a dud, but that happens sometimes. You get ones that just don't work out for you. You know, I'm not even really sure. I don't like to do this one first because whenever you encounter a monster, a random monster is placed on top of another deck, so I like to close this location last. I guess we'll send Kyra over to the academy first and hope she can get some spells that can help her with trying to close the other location. And Valeros there, in case he gets lucky and manages to close it, but he probably won't. Which means he'll get a henchman on the first turn, and he does. Okay. All right. Well, that's the way the dice, the random numbers treat me. The good thing is I do have a lot of blessings at hand, so I can maybe manage to beat the intelligence and arcane check just through piling blessings on him. I do kind of want to give this guidance away so I win this fight, because I've got a chance of 16, of which I need to get. I've got more than 50% chance, but she's not going to be using 2 blessings on the next turn, so let's do this. That should be an easy win. 20. Down he goes. I'm going to fight the skeleton. Dog Slicer should take care of that. It goes up to 3 for the win. I lose the weapon though, sadly. Recharge. And let's hope we can just use his intelligence, which is passable. What do we think? 2d6 plus 1? We need to get at least halves on the dice. I'm gonna go all in and put another blessing down. Getting an early close like this is super important, and we just squeaked across the line. Worth it every penny, because now one of our troublesome locations is taken care of. And this is where you can see Valoros's worth is, though he's not the most intelligent of characters, he did have enough to just push us across the line there. He might even do better, really, than Kyra. They're roughly the same. So let's get Kyra in. Hopefully she'll get some spells. Wow, we got the Sinspawn on the first turn. Now, this is pretty handy. The Wisdom increases the check difficulty, but she's quite wise. Of course she rolls terribly. I do not have a single weapon. Oh, the Sinspawn are not Banes. They're aberrations. My mistake. Well, we're just going to hope that we can pull it off with a good roll. And we do. But now we've got to close the location. And we don't have anything to help us out, which is going to be a tough ask. Now, luckily she's pretty good at this. And of course she gets hit. But that doesn't matter too much. We can bury the armor. The skeleton still goes. We can close the location. It's not possible though. On the plus side though, we do know it's free, which means we can just continue to dig. Oh dear. Okay, this isn't going so well all of a sudden. But we do know that this location is empty, which is nice. We drew up some more cards. We still don't have a weapon, which is a bit of a shame. So really the only place left to go is up here, but that's not a great place. So I'm going to send our main man Valeros over here. He's going to take over where Kyra was, and Kyra's going to go up into the hills where she is quite handy. I hope I get this. Wow, lucky roll. This is going to be very handy for later in the game. Ambush. Don't like that. It will take us to a battle, which Valeros can handle, so we'll just do that. But the ambush does get shuffled back in, I think. It's a zombie. Let's hit it with a warhammer, see how that goes. It's going to shuffle everything up. We know there's nothing too scary in here. We We just got to hope for not a terrible roll. We're through. That's pleasant. And let's get Kyra off to the mountainside there where she's more handy. I just want to check Valoros's health. He's doing okay. So we can get off to the mountain and hopefully close this off. Oh, and we get it on the first turn again. This time I do have a weapon, so I will be able to do a bit of damage. And we're going to have to do a wisdom check to close it, so we got this Blessing of Shellin, which is nice. I'm going to throw in another dice just to make sure I get this. Good thing I did, because I just squeaked a grand. I never trust the rolls. I always overdo it on the... Okay, come on, give me my aid back, please. No, of course not. Sometimes I think I just have very bad luck as a human being. Ooh, bye-bye skeleton. We don't mind them, and we should be able to easily close the location with our Blessing of Shellin. Probably didn't even need that, but as I said, we don't like to leave anything to chance. So we know where the boss is. We know where to go get him. I'm going to let Kyra heal herself, because she did take a bit of a beating. That's it. Completely reset my deck. Beautiful stuff. So that aid we lost goes back in there anyway, but the cure doesn't. And now we have 26 turns. What's the special here? Okay, so let's examine the top card of the deck we're going to. It's Dog. I tapped a bit too fast there. Now we just need to hope that we don't close this location now. Mending, who cares? And we got 26 turns to dig for the boss. 25, 24. And if he does put another monster, if Kyra does wind up putting monsters on the other location, it's not such a big deal because Valoros is well equipped to take care of it. So you can see how these two play off of each other really well for some easy, quick wins. Now, if you get lucky and you draw up a couple of the henchmen early, then you're laughing. And we know that it's the doggy, and we'll happily take the doggy because the doggy's nice and cute. And we need a dexterity check to do it. He doesn't help with dexterity, so we're going to just discard him to go dig again. It's a hill giant. This might be a tough battle for Kyra. She's not really built for this kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and go all in, because there's no use having these things around if we get hit. And we just squeaked across by 2. At least it's the way we get to recharge instead of just getting battered. And we lost the aid again. But at least that hill giant's gone. We got plenty of blessings in hand. Traitor gets rid of that dude. Don't care too much. Let's get a nice roll. Ouchie. Recharge that to avoid the damage. We can explore again. There's not really any need to, because we know that our boss is not here. But it would be nice to have the location closed, or at least empty, before we do come across the boss, just in case we lose, essentially. I want to get rid of this wayfinder so I can draw through more cards, basically. Don't like slings. Rubbish. Not rubbish, but rubbish for Kyra here. So what I might think about doing is using this guy to heal next turn. And we keep on digging. Mirror Image, that's a really nice spell. No chance to get it this time, never mind. I know it might seem like we might want Kyra here, who can actually pick up these spells and use them, but I just feel like she's best off down here for the meantime. Oh gee, we got hit by the Warlord. That's going to hurt a bit. Don't need that. Or that. Explore again. Just want to finish this off now, really. I just feel like Kyra takes a bit of a beating in places like this sometimes. We can draw up to full deck size. What I'm thinking about doing now is doing the swap, because Valeros needs a bit of a heal. So we're going to heal with the Blessing of Desna. Cure old Valeros, and then on Valeros' next turn we'll send him over to the Warrens, where he can start to do some damage and be ready to take on that boss. And here's the boss. So if we can close this off now and be done with this, we get a little boost of gold up our sleeve. Right, so this guy needs to do a combat check of 14. We'll try to close this first. Probably going to wind up using our one blessing here. Blessing of Ferris, man. Hope for a good roll. No, of course we don't get a good roll. So the boss is going to wind up coming over here, but there's not that many cards left. I'm really not having much luck here, huh? But I hope, even if we do wind up losing this, which is looking more and more likely, now we've still got plenty of turns. Wow, but with rolls like that, anything's possible. We'll bury the armor. Unbelievable rolls we're getting today. I'm not sure we even make this through. We're losing everything over here, but luckily we healed up our buddy Valeros before. But sometimes the game goes this way. He moves us to another location and then is going to go to a random one of those two places. So Valeros can draw up, and what we really just need to hope is we don't get the boss again right now. Okay, we get a shadow and we get the help of Valeros and a mace. This shouldn't be too tough. Whew, but I am rolling like garbage today. Hellhound, and a mace. Let's see if we get another terrible roll. A bit more convincing that time. We get that Hellhound damage. I might just discard this guy. Keep the chainmail for later. And we can reset to where we were before. And hope that in the remaining turns we've got, we can get through. But if we get the boss again this time, it's a blessing. I'm going to use that blessing because I want to get through more cards. Battered chest, that's good, we like it. Because this does, it is any combat strength check, we want to save that for Valeros vs boss. He's got his own blessing, so we'll use this to hopefully get a weapon. Okay, good. Oh, good. Okay, this gives us items. My mistake. But items are still handy. Battered chest gives items. It's the other ones that give weapons. We only get one. Potion to healing. Use it right away. Just because some of our good weapons are in our trash. Shuffle that up. Draw two. We get the dog slicer. So we're back on track for the win, hopefully. Making hard work of it, that's for sure. But we can still do it. Because with a nice nimble two-player team, you get plenty of turns to do what you need to do. Alright, let's do this. Do a bit of guidance. And just getting across again, wow. The RNG gods are not in our favor today. But hopefully we'll still get through this at some point to show you that this is indeed a very easy team. I guess if anything, the fact that I'm having such terrible luck and still look like I've got plenty of time to win, probably indicative of how handy this team really is. So detect magic, that'd be nice. At least I'll be able to know what's coming up next. We use that now. Potion of hiding. Saving those strength checks for when we get into the big final brawl. Potion of Vision, so we're going right down to the last cards. Okay, this might be it. Nope, it's invisibility, so we'll just let that disappear. I'll be able to close this up. Hopefully get a bit of luck on the roll. Don't really want to use the Blessing of Gorum, but I do want this closed so the boss can't run away again. We'll throw away that Potion of Vision. And now we got 3 cards to get through before we can kill this boss. It's very difficult for us to lose at this point, but I'll try my best. There's the crow. We got him cornered. So you can see the benefit of a 2-player team as well. It just gives you all those bonus turns. And we might as well try the boss. We don't really have too much to lose here. Oh, of course it's not the boss yet. Am I missing something? I'm very confused here. Not sure where that boss disappeared to, as we never defeated him. But we won. We closed everything. Maybe he just disappeared. Well, let's get an ally. Maester Grump. Quite like that. He's very handy for speeding up a location for an easy win. So I want to make sure I keep him. I'll get rid of the Night's Watch. Get rid of a Blessing. Is that better than any Valoros's swords? No, probably not. I do want to get rid of this though. The light crossbow. Her dexterity is horrible. She should keep the longbow. Say Arcane Armor is probably better than Guidance. Vision. I really don't like this card, so I'm not that fussy about allies. He's probably better than the others. But now we're getting into the minutiae. But as you can see, a bit of a strange game there, but even going down to emptying every single deck of all of its cards, the Valoros and Kyra pulled through. Still a bit baffled as to how it happened. But maybe I'm missing something and I'm just a big dummy. But that's it really, guys. You can go in there and using that team of 2, I really feel like you can get a lot done. I think there's plenty of options for you with just those 2. And you know what? If the game doesn't go well, you might draw some items, you might draw some weapons that make the next one go better. And really that's it. You can get gold pretty fast. Of course, do your daily challenges. That's the other thing. Almost forgot to mention. Right, these sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're not. And also, one thing I'd point out is when it says to solo a mission with a character, don't be afraid to try it. There was a mission the other day. It was solo this, I can't remember which one. I think it was Black Fang's dungeon with Kyra, and I found that it was very, very easy. Did it 2 times in a row without really trying too hard. So sometimes they're not as tough as they might seem. You might look at it and go, oh, I'll never do that. But just give it a whirl because you might be surprised. And again, you don't win, it doesn't matter. You might draw a card that helps you in the future. Anyway, those pretty much my straightforward tips for getting gold and how to spend it. Get Valoros, pair him with Kyra, go into the quest mode, have some fun. Focus on getting those story missions unlocked first, because to be honest, they're the most fun part of the game if you ask me, and also they come with lots of new cards, and you'll make money for beating them the first time round, and you can get all sorts of bonus cards from beating the whole adventurers and the whole adventure and all of that. But then quest mode is also where you're going to get your money from, so you can focus on that once you've beaten all the challenges and just keep on getting that gold for the hope of future glory. Now anyway, for me, that's enough for today. Thanks for watching. Sorry for dragging out that battle for way too long, and see you next time.